Mommy's up here. She's over here. Come on.
Hey y'all, welcome back to Sales Family YouTube page. So I promised a 1 week update, and yes, I'm in the car again. Most of my videos are probably going to be in the car, because one, that is when I have honestly the most time, and I really don't have much time nowadays, splitting between the hospital and home and just life. So 1 week, so the first 3 days of a NICU baby's life is, every day is important, but the first 3 days are extremely important. And they call the first 3 days the golden hours. And I seen a post today of someone doing chest to chest when their baby was born. It was so beautiful, and they had called it the golden hours. And it just took me back to when pre-NICU days, where that's what I would call it. I would call like the hour after giving birth the golden hour, and that's exactly what it is. But for NICU parents, the golden hour means something totally different for us. The first 3 days are called our golden hours for our babies, and that is because the first 3 days, so much can happen. They're more prudent for brain bleeds and just a whole bunch of stuff to happen. Now, they can have brain bleeds also throughout their stay, but the first 3 days is usually when it really shows up and it really happens. So they do not do anything. They keep the baby in the same position. They do very minimum touching and moving them, and the only time they move them is when they absolutely positively have to. They do not change their linens and their sheets. After the 3 days, they change it every single day, because risk of germs and risk of infections and stuff like that. But for the first 3 days, the risk outweighs the benefit of changing the stuff. So all they do is change the diaper, and my nurses, they didn't even pick up her booty, like her legs or anything that high during those first 3 days like you would do with every other baby. They like slid it so nicely underneath. They really moved her minimally. There was one time that we did have to change her linens because her pee went through her diaper, and that you don't want to let her just sit in, you know, a filthy, dirty, what is it called, sheets. So how they had me hold her was like this inside her incubator, and like I barely moved. I was told not to move and to leave her in that same position. So they have them in a certain position, certain incline, laying down, and that's it. Like, they're not moving. I know, baby, I know. Oh, that needs to be tighter. Is that good?
Yeah, we'll fix it a little bit.
Okay.
So what you're going to do is hold her.
Oh, man. Hi. Hi, baby.
Snuggly out if you had to.
Okay. Oh. Okay. It looked like it might have went through even on the bottom. Oh, no, that's not it.
At least that's not on her.
Yeah.
Because we're not supposed to really change the linens, but she can't be sitting in wet.
Yeah.
So. And then I feel like there's got to be a way to do this diaper that she's not like.
So yeah, the first 3 days, what they also tell you is, they also call it their honeymoon stage for them, like, if that makes sense. So the babies usually do really good for the first 3 days, and then after 3 days, they're just tired of fighting, which is totally understandable. They're literally fighting for their lives. At this point, they're fighting to breathe, they're fighting for everything, and the first 3 days they give it all that they got, and after the first 3 days, they give up. And I get it, it's tiring, and after a while, after you're tired, especially that young, you're just like, oh man. So then that's when they have to do a little bit of more stuff to help the babies. That's when they come and swoop in. But number one thing I heard was they just listen to the babies. They call the babies, they just telling me she's the boss, and I just listen to her. I just work for her, and I do whatever she tells me that she needs and that she needs to be done. My little one though, they call her the rock star because she literally, what does she do? Oh, sorry, I'm like getting distracted. This is like a huge accident that's making my 10-minute drive into something way longer. Anyways, so she was breathing. So when I gave birth to her and they were like working on her on the side, when they took her out, he told me that she was breathing totally on her own, and which is perfect. She was breathing all on her own, and she continued to breathe on her own for the first 3 days. By day 4, the first 3 days they kept telling me like, hey mom, things can change at any moment. Some people might think that's insensitive, but I don't think so. I like the fact that they were, I wouldn't say warning me, they were just letting me know, like, hey, like, things can change. Yeah, she's doing good now, but you know, things can change. And I like that just because of the kind of person I am. I like to keep an open mind. Like, anything is possible, anything can happen. The guy behind me is not looking at all at the road. Like, his head has been down on his phone. My alarm cut me off. That's so nice. Yeah, this guy isn't, I don't even know how he hasn't hit me yet. So yeah, the first 3 days they were like, she is, you know, status can change, which is, I was like, okay, that's fine. Well, it's not fine, it's, you know, she kept it going. She literally kept it going, and she kept fighting and breathing on her own with no help at all for 7 days. Like, on day 7, they were saying that, like, that night she kept having like episodes. It's called Brady's, and like her heart oxygen level was like kept dipping.
In 1.2 miles, turn left on Pearl Street North.
She did keep like, she kept correcting it, but it was just like, it happened so many times for them, they didn't want to chance anything, because after enough times, and for an extended amount of time, that can affect the brain. So the doctor decided to intubate her, and I started crying. Like, it is just, this whole entire journey is extremely emotional, and there's nothing I can honestly do, and that hurts. So yeah, just knowing that she had to be intubated. What I didn't like is that they did not call me when she kept having these episodes. They did not call me with their plans. The only reason why I found out that she was getting intubated was because I walked in as they were about to do it. And then the doctor was like, oh, hey mom, this is what we're gonna do. And it's like, maybe you should have called me, or thought about calling me. Like, you can have any nurse, there's a bunch of nurses in there. Even the person who sits, like, literally all she does is sit in the front to buzz people in. You could have told her, like, hey, can you call her mom or her dad and let them know what's going on. And they didn't do any of that, but whatever. This the only thing that they've done that I didn't agree with, that I didn't like. But other than that, they have been amazing. They have been great. All her nurses literally explain every single thing to me in great detail. They answer every single one of my questions. They never feel bothered. I call them whenever I'm not able to get there early in the day. So like the days my husband works really long, pretty much all day, like 12-hour shifts. Some days he has to work that long, so I'm not able to go until the night. I do call multiple times a day because they do certain tests at certain times, and it's the same time every single day. So I just ask them what time those are. Well, I already know the times those are, and I just go ahead and do that. I just call at those times. That's so great. It's gonna be so much traffic. Anyways, so yeah, certain times of the day is when they do certain tests, so I usually call at those times of the day. So yeah, first week she is doing amazing. She's doing great. Prayers and reaching out to us is amazing. November is prematurity awareness month, which also ties into NICU months, because most babies who are premature go to the NICU, but not all. Riley was premature and did not have to go to the NICU at all. It was as if I I had a full-term baby, because she weighed the same. What is going on here? She weighed a great amount. Her lungs were good and everything like that, so we didn't have to have her inside the NICU. So yeah, that was perfect. But this is a totally different journey for us, and it sucks so much. Why did I go this way? Yeah, she's doing amazing. Week 1 week down, and we're just taking it day by day. And I just can't wait until the day that I can take my little baby home. Yeah, just keep us in your prayers. Thank you for thinking about us. If I have not answered any of your are you gonna let me or not? If I have not answered any of your text or
Turn right on Ashley Street West.
emails, or not emails, your texts or DMs or any of that stuff, just know that I've probably seen it and I'm just busy.
Turn left.
Yeah, that's it. I would give you a 2-week update soon.